Hi, friends. We have free open satsangs over Zoom every Sunday, and you are all welcome to attend. One of our recent satsangs touched on a subject dear to so many seekers, that of pain and suffering. How do we deal with pain and suffering that hurts so deeply for so long? The physical pain in the body from illness, injury, or abuse. The pain in the mind from depression, anxiety, heartbreak, or loss. In the material life, the identified ego mind seeks respite from pain and suffering through wealth, sense gratification, prestige, mood-altering substances, and other distractions. In the spiritual life, the seeker hopes to gain peace and an end to suffering through realizing the personal ego is illusion, and offering all gain and loss to the One. But if they see themselves as a seeker, hoping to end their own personal suffering through some path or practices that supposedly lead to the collapse of that false ego identity, by definition, they are perpetuating the ego, not transcending it. This is especially seen when, at some point on their path, they may encounter a deep depression or dystopia, and egoically label it their personal dark night of the soul. An obvious misnomer, as if truly ego is an illusion, whose soul and whose dark night? The only reliable key to ending all pain and suffering immediately, not in some imagined future after decades of meditation and enlightenment practices, is to watch, the witness, to refrain from adding any judgments, conclusions, or labels to it. Just watch. In other words, don't call it depression. Don't label it your dark night. Don't call it suffering. Don't call it anything. Just watch. Even if intense, overwhelming hurt or fear comes up, don't call it hurt or fear, or even call it overwhelming. You could say, there appears to be tremendous energy and disturbance moving through my body. So what? That's all my body-mind is, energy. So it's just energy moving through energy. And what if it's so intense, I feel like I'm going to fall apart or die? So what? So what? We all die eventually. All energy goes from form back into the formless. It doesn't mean anything because energy, or isness, or being, was never born and never dies. Now, when we watch in this way, we notice three things. The first is, it always changes, mutates, eventually. It may seem to take a long time, the illusion of time, but eventually the feelings always change. The mood always changes. Which means it was never real, because the underlying reality never changes. So those states could only be appearances, chimeras. Don't give it realness. by naming it, diagnosing it, or drawing any conclusions. Just watch. The second fully illuminating and liberating thing you notice is the witness itself is not feeling any of that at all. No pain, no judgments, no reactions, no investment, no engagement at all. It's just watching. Indeed, that's all it has the capacity to do. Like a pair of free-floating eyes not connected to a brain. It has no other capability than to notice. And then we notice the most stunning thing of all. The witness is always there, always available, and continues forever. Watching just is, always is. This imperturbable witness is being, not doing anything, just being. And that's forever. You're just watching. And it'll go on for as long as it does. So this is the key. As long as you are being with the watcher, making no judgment, and applying no labels or names of the mind, there can be no suffering. Only what is, and allowing what is. And if you find yourself slipping back into reactivity, fear, or judgment, just watch that. Just notice, oh, there's that ego-generated feeling of wanting to worry or judge or needing to react to just what is. And just watch that. Your ability to just watch is bottomless. It has no beginning or end. You're just watching. Perhaps a little curiously, a little delightedly, seeing what happens next, what appears to be happening, without any judgment or labels. Without the ego illusion of caring what happens. No more thinking, well, when this happens, it's good and right. And when this happens, it's bad and wrong. It's just what's happening. Causeless, goalless, judgeless perfection. And in that resting in the watcher, including whatever apparent body-mind discomfort, comes an inclusion of everything that is, breathing it in and breathing it out. Dwelling in and as the witness, there could only be boundless peace, perpetual freedom, perpetual liberation, and an end to all suffering.